Yeah, great to be back with everybody. This Yonkers Public Library and this class still holds a special place in my heart. I've been back into the English classroom now for going on a year and a half, 2 years or so, which is always where I was supposed to be and sort of wanted to be in my life. But this community helped me to sort of refine that and rediscover that and relearn what it means for me to be a teacher. So it's always a great gift for me to be back with you guys and touch base into that. You know, the pandemic was a weird stretch, or is a weird stretch of time we're in right now, maybe. But this was always a source of strength and stability and comfort and regularity for me through some more challenging times. So that's the gift we give ourselves here at the start of the day. Just a little focus, a little meditation, a little movement, get the body feeling good, get the mind feeling good, the heart, the soul, the spirit feeling ready for the day and ready for the week. So if you are new, welcome. If you've been with me before, good to see you again. We have a very basic pattern we use for this class, and it's rooted in three sort of basic ideas. We love being gentle with our body, gentleness, being comfortable with our body throughout, and paying attention. So mindfulness, awareness of our body throughout, being gentle and being aware of our body throughout our workout, and adapting the workout to what our body is inviting us to do, sort of based on those first two principles. So pay attention to our body, be gentle with what our body needs and what our body could do at any particular time, and then adapt the movements that we're going to go through in this class to what your body is inviting you to. And then when you're ready, your body will let you know, okay, I'm ready to push a little harder, push a little further, get a little more intense, et cetera, et cetera. And that's when we listen to our body graciously and say, now our body is ready to sort of push a little further into the movement. But as we go through our movements, I'll give you variations, variety to do. You could do the movements more slowly if that's more comfortable. If I look like I'm going a little fast, you could slow it down. If I do 10 reps, you could do 15 reps, you could do 5. I'll give you different variations on the movement throughout our workout. So listen to your body, experiment, play with the movement, and make it a comfortable but engaging experience. And over the course of the workout, you sort of ramp up the intensity a little bit more. As Z said, you know, a lot of these workouts are on YouTube now. My hope is that you take one part of this, one movement, a set of exercises that felt really good, that felt like, ooh, that feels good for my body. Take that with you throughout the course of the week. Do it for 10 or 15 minutes in the morning or at night or in the middle of the day at work, whatever it is, whatever space you're in and moment you're in, use this to help you. It could be the meditation portion that you experience a little more deeply throughout the next week. Lots of options here. Take what I'm putting out there, use it in a way that works for you and feels good for you. So that's the philosophy. Our actual structure is that we'll do a series of warm-up exercises together just to get moving, sort of steady, soft, gentle, flowing movements. And then we get into the main part of our workout here, the most intense part. We'll do 2 rounds of exercises out of our chair, and then we'll do 2 rounds of exercises standing. And we use the Tabata method, which is basically a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio. So we go about 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, 5 exercises for about 5 minutes each round, a little bit of extended break in between when we love to drink our water. And then we'll do that standing as well. And then we finish off with a mindfulness meditation experience. And I've brought a poem for us today to think about. I love to meditate, contemplate, pray with poetry. And I'll show you how I do that at the end of the class. And again, I'll give you even a few options today on how to use this poem for you this week. So that's our philosophy. It's great to be with everybody. Let's jump up into our warm-up movements here. First, let's find a good posture. So we like to be sitting towards the front of our chair. We're not leaning back in the chair. We're not slumped forward. Good engaged posture, feet flat on the floor. We don't want limbs crossing or joints in awkward positions. Just a nice, steady, solid position. Sitting upright, engaging our core. Our shoulders are down and back. And let's just start taking a few deep breaths in through our nose. And then breathe fully out of your mouth. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out of the mouth. Breathe in deeply through the nose, and as you do so, the stomach expands. Breathing out, the belly button falls in towards the spine. So we try not to breathe into our shoulders as much. We breathe into our diaphragm, into our stomach. Deep breath in through the nose, let the stomach expand. Exhaling, stomach contracts. One more deep breath in here. Let's get a little gentle movement involved now. We're going to do some steeple breathing. So we'll take a deep breath in through our nose, reach up overhead. Palms staying together just as high as you could go. Exhale, bring it back down to center into prayer position. Inhale, reaching up overhead, palms stay together. Posture is engaged, we're sitting tall. Exhale, breathe out of the mouth. Palms come down to center into prayer position. Inhaling through the nose, stomach expands as we reach up. Exhaling out of the mouth, stomach contracts as we come back to center. Do a few of these on your own now. Find your own nice gentle rhythm with the breath and the movement. Go for two more here. And with the exhale, let the arms fall to the side. We like to shake things out in between, just get loose, reset the body. But then we do return to that nice engaged posture. The reminders, keep the stomach engaged. We're sitting tall, our feet are flat on the floor, shoulders are down and back. Good little extra cue for us as we're getting warmed up is to imagine there's a nice golden string lifting us up through the crown of our head. So just pulling, lengthening that spine, lengthening that core. And the hope is to engage and keep this posture for sort of much of the workout. As movements change our body around, we always have to remind ourselves to go back to that posture. So part of our class here is postural awareness and engagement. Try to lock it in throughout the workout, and then that'll make it easier throughout your week as you're sitting to keep this nice engaged posture. Let's continue with our warm-up here. We're just going to do some gentle, small arm circles. So you could point your fingers out, just nice and small. We're not going to get big here. Feel the movement at the shoulder joint. So it's not an arm movement so much, although those will start to burn a little bit. But really bring your awareness to your shoulders. And as you feel those shoulders engaged, then you can sort of spread your awareness out around your body. This is true of each movement we do. Notice, how is my core right now? How is my face and neck? Is that relaxed? How are my feet feeling on the floor? Just gentle circles, welcoming a little bit of a burn now, maybe a little bit of heat in here. Good, and then shake things out, little reset, and then we're going to do shoulder circles backwards, but this time we're going to put our palms up towards the sky. So this should feel a little different, warming up a little different part of the shoulder as we turn it over. Definitely getting a good burn going for me, but this is my body letting me know we're warming up. Enjoy that burn. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Good. Oh yeah, that got everything going for me. I hope it is on your end as well. Let's continue to move down our body. We're going to warm up our core and our legs a little bit. And we're going to do that by crossing over our leg, still my left leg over my right leg, still keeping that good posture engaged. And then we're going to turn to the left side. So maintaining that posture, deep breath in, we engage the posture, we extend. Exhale, we turn a little bit more into the stretch. So let's take 2 more deep breaths together. Each time you inhale, we extend, we get tall. Each time we exhale, we turn a little more. So deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, turning into the stretch. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, turn the stretch. Good. And release. Let's come over to the right side. Right leg crossing over the left leg. And we're going to turn to the right. Inhale, we get tall, re-engage that posture. Exhale, we turn a little bit more into the stretch. Good pattern for any movement we do here. Inhale through the nose, get tall. Exhale, turning into the stretch. I use my arms to assist me a little bit here, but I'm also trying to use my core itself to fully engage the spine, loosen up the spine, get the spine and the back and the core used to turning. So deep breath in through the nose. Exhale deeper into the stretch. Inhale through the nose. Exhale once more, deeper into the stretch. And then release. Good. Coming down to our lower body now, we're going to sit towards the front of our chair. We're going to do our world's greatest stretch series. Let's kick our left leg out. We bend over at the waist. My back is still flat if I showed you from the side. I'm feeling a nice gentle stretch in the hamstring down through the calf muscles. My toe is pointing up to the sky, and I'm only bending over as much as feels right at this moment. This is that mindfulness and the gentleness portion of our class philosophy here. Just going as far as we can at the moment. As our body loosens up and invites us deeper into the stretch, then we can go. Same principle as well here. Inhaling, we reaffirm that posture, we get tall. Exhaling, we go a little deeper in the stretch. If this feels good for you at the moment, you could just hang out here and feel the stretch. Keep the breathing nice and deep. If you want a little bit more of an exercise, reach up with the opposite hand, reaching directly up overhead. And you can make eye contact with that hand up above. Still deep breath. Inhaling, we extend, we get tall, we reaffirm the posture. Exhaling, we go a little deeper in the stretch. One more deep breath in. Exhale, return to center. Let's go over to the right side here. Kick that right leg out, toe pointing up to the sky. Inhale, get my posture. Exhale into the stretch. Nice stretch through the hamstring, the underside of the upper thigh, down through the calf, the underside of the lower part of your leg. Reaching up overhead for a little extra stretch, only if you're feeling like it's right for you. One more inhale. And exhaling, return to center. Last little warm up. It's fall here. I see all the leaves on the ground. Let's pretend to do a little raking. Okay, we're going to just do some raking together. Get loose here. Whatever form you like for your raking, sweep it both ways. Just imagine you're sweeping some leaves around. Get it at the side. Getting the full body involved here, warmed up. Maybe this is more of like a rowboat or something, but we're playing around. Just pretending we're raking our leaves. Come back to the front. Play around with it, shift the hands and the wrist around, just a playful light movement. One more on the sides. And good, pause there. I like those imaginative movements a little bit. One good thing to do in warm-ups is to do something that's a little random and playful. That's what really gets our sort of body warming up is what our body doesn't expect. So when our body knows how to do a movement, it can do it without needing to get too warmed up. When we do something random, playful, almost even a little chaotic, that really gets our body into a good warm-up space. So I like to incorporate some of those imaginative, more playful aspects of our warm-up in addition to the more traditional movements. So do that as well with you, with yourself at home. And that's a good little warm-up. So again, use that if you want throughout the week. Great way to get warmed up. We hit the whole body, all the major muscle groups. Great little warm-up to do in the morning, at lunch, whatever it might be. Now we're going to go into our more intense part of the workout. So good reminder to get a drink of water throughout our session today. Drink and take breaks as you need it. We have 5 exercises out of our seated position here. We're going to do pull downs, reach up overhead, and then use that mind muscle connection. Feel our back muscles, our back muscles, our lat muscles, our biceps really pulling down. So we use our imagination in this class. The mind muscle connection can give you a full body workout as effective as anything else. So use that mind to activate all those back, lat, and bicep muscles. Our next movement will be leg extension with a twist, going to each side. So good extension in the quad. If you're still getting warmed up, maybe just do the leg extension at the start and then throw that twist in just far enough that you still got good posture. So we don't want to like lean back. It's not a crunch or anything. Good posture, staying nice and tall, only going as far into the twist as you can. Third movement will be a reach over with a wide out. Nice flowy movement, just going as far as you can, going further as we go. Fourth movement is going to be a calf raise. We push down with our arms, come up onto our toes to work the calf muscles. That's where the focus is, using our other parts of our body for resistance. Fifth movement will be bicep curl into overhead press. So as we curl, we think of those bicep muscles, and then press, we think of the shoulder muscles. Lots of upper body focus here today. Full body workout. We're going to feel good. Let's jump into pull downs in 3, 2, 1. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So gentle on the reach up overhead, vigorously pull down, get the mind muscle connection involved. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. That's our first exercise. We do 5 exercises. We do that twice seated, twice standing. That's our workout today. Next up in a few seconds is going to be leg extensions with a twist, flipping on both sides. Good flex in the quad. If you just want to do the leg extension for now, that's good on my end. Throw in the twist as you get more comfortable. In 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. That's our second movement. 3 more to go. Next up is going to be reach over with a wide out. So just getting the leg out wide, reaching over to the opposite side. Nice and simple movement here. Full body, total involvement. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Posture still engaged, still sitting upright. Breathing is deep and steady. Have some fun with it. Only go as far as your body is inviting to you, or as fast as your body is inviting you. Whatever it looks like on your end is fine with me. Three, 2, 1. Excellent. Just 2 more movements here. We got our calf raises up next. We push down with our shoulders, our chest, our arm muscles, push up onto our calves. Nice extension through the toes, getting up on those sort of ballet toes here, all the way up. Feel the flex in the calf muscles, and only as far as you could go. So good squeeze, but we don't want any cramping or anything like that. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great work there. One more movement. Re-engage that posture. Get back to center. We'll be going in about 15 seconds. Bicep curl smoothly into overhead press. Reverse it. Bicep curl, feel the biceps. Overhead press, feel the shoulder muscles. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Good posture, steady breathing throughout. Fifteen more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. And that's our first round of seated exercises. Hopefully you're feeling fully warmed up right now, fully engaged. That's when you start to dial in the intensity, squeeze the muscles a little harder, use that mind muscle connection, push down more in the calf raises, move a little more quickly with the wide outs, leg extension, really feel that quad. Those are all the little cues where you get to dial up or down the intensity. If you're still warming up, some of these moves still feel a little difficult. If you're just doing leg extensions, that's fine with me. Anything else, make your adjustments. If the wide out is a little too full body, too vigorous, you could just do wide outs with your legs, or you could reach up over the top. Whatever feels good, play with the movement, do what feels right for you on your end. But definitely good time for a drink of water before we jump into round 2. Okay, so we got pull downs, leg extension with a twist, adapted as needed, reach over with a wide out, calf raise, bicep curl into overhead press. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I'll give us our times. Let's get into pull downs in 3, 2, 1. Feel those back muscles working, mind muscle connection. Fifteen more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. 20 seconds of rest. Use that rest. You guys rest actively. I'll give you the feedback for the next move. We're doing leg extension with the twist. Again, adapt it as needed. Whatever's feeling pretty good on your end. But we want a good squeeze in that quad. This is mostly a leg focused exercise here. Coming up in 3, 2, 1. Good posture. I'm not slouching as part of the twist, only going as far as my body invites me. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Next up is reach over with the wide out. Again, listen to your body. If you just want to do the wide out, that's fine for now. We'll grow in time. Do what you can. Build over the course of time. We'll do that movement in 3, 2, 1. Play around with the tempo as well. I tend to just sort of move somewhat quickly through these movements, but when you do them slow, it brings a different dynamic to it as well. More stability, more tension building. These are all meant to be fun, playful, engaging movements, making the whole body feel good. 10 more. And pause. Great. 2 more movements. Calf raises, bicep curls, and overhead press. We're almost done with our seated exercises, which means we're about almost close to halfway through the workout. And then we get the beautiful meditation experience on the back end. So let's do our calf raises in 3, 2, 1. Feel those calf muscles, resist them with the strong arm muscles. Three, 2, 1. Great work. Re-engage that posture back to center for this last movement. Stomach's engaged, sitting tall. Think of that golden string. Bicep curls into overhead press. On the back end, I actually like to feel my triceps a little bit. I like to go to a full extension and just flex the triceps a little bit. Feel your whole body. Feel what feels good. 3, 2, 1. Feel like I'm sort of holding a Superman position here or something at the end. And pause. Great. Those are our 2 rounds of seated exercises. Let's grab another drink. We'll transition standing in a moment. Let's practice good standing habits as we come up out of our chair. I'm going to adjust my camera slightly for us. Now, with our standing exercises, we like to keep the chair close by for balance, for assistance. Sometimes we use it for specific parts of the movement. I'll talk you through how we do that, but I will, in the midst of that, be sort of moving the chair around a little bit so that you could see the movement fully. So use the chair as needed, keep it close by if you just need to grab a hold of it for balance, whatever your health and fitness levels are now. Again, use things to adapt. We're going to do 5 movements again, similar pattern. Our first will just be squats with the chair. Just some nice steady squats. Then you can keep the chair in front of you, but I move it to the side. We're just going to do some swimming. We're going to go for a swim. Nice, flowy, steady movement. The next movement will also be using the chair. We're going to do leg adductions. So we swing the leg out just to show you from the front. Leg abduction, feeling this outer part of the hip. Fourth movement, opposite of the swim, will be punches. And then 5th movement, we work on our balance. We lift one leg up, and I'll give you some variations for that movement as well. Basic set of movements, but these are work the whole body, good for the whole body, keep everything feeling nice and happy. So we're going to come around to the minute in a second here. We got squats up first. Use the chair, go as deep as you could go. Feel the legs working in 3, 2, 1. You feel strong and you want to do the squats just on your own, that's great, but keep that chair close by for extra support if you need it. And pause. Good. Next up will be swimming. Have a little fun with this. Just go for a nice swim. If you know other strokes, breaststroke, if you can do a backstroke, go for it. Play around with this, have a little fun. Improv, nice flowy movement, but keep it steady for the 40 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. You can get a nice full body flow with it if you want. Stay more stable. Just play around with it, have a little fun on your end. Building up some good dance moves as well here, maybe. 10 more seconds. Keep it steady. But feel all those muscles. Feel the back, feel the shoulders, feel the biceps, the arms, the wrists. And pause. Good. Next up, we'll do our left side first. We're going to do leg adduction. So I'll show you from the front, and then I'll turn to the side. Just kicking this leg out, staying tall and upright, feeling the outside of the hip, the outer part of the glute, the butt muscle. And that's the movement in 3, 2, 1. We'll switch sides next time. So we'll do this whole 40 seconds on this left side. Ten more seconds. And pause. Good. Little break. We just got punches. We could stagger the legs a little bit, put the left leg forward if you want, and then just make sure to switch up the next time. Or you could just keep it straight up the whole time, whatever feels good for you. But typical boxing form is to have our legs staggered a little bit. So I like to do that in 3, 2, 1. Just steady punches. Again, play around with it. Sometimes slow it down, feels interesting, feel all the shoulders working. Sometimes speed it up, get the heart going a little more. What feels good to you today? What does your body want? What feels like it's giving you a good workout? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work there. One more movement, a little extended break, one more round, then we're into our meditation. Now let's work. Let's stay on this left side so we know what to flip for the next time. We're going to work balance here. So we're just going to pick our leg up off the floor. If it's easier for you to just pick it up that way, if it's the most difficult version you could do is just to pick your foot up off the floor a little bit, that's fine. The closer you could get to this 90-degree position is great. And then I'll talk you through a few other variations in the midst of the movement. But let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. So trying to hold for the 40 seconds. If you could pull your hand away from the support, that's even more challenging. If you could cross your arms, this is an even more challenging version, but make sure you got that chair nearby. And the most challenging is actually to close your eyes a little bit, but only go that far if it's right for you. If you are simply down here in this position, just working on that balance still, that's great as well. Full range of possibilities here. Just trying to work our balance a little bit. We got 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a little break. Second round, we'll work all of those right side muscles. Right side forward on the punch, right side abduction, right side balance. But grab a little drink of water before our last round. Great stuff, everybody. Almost done. Almost into our meditation period. The meditation period feels great after we've gotten the body warmed up. It's easy for our mind to settle into our body and into the meditation. We'll start into our last round in about 10 seconds. We got squats, we got swimming, leg abduction, punches, and balance. We'll get going with the squats in 3, 2, 1. And pause. Good. Next up will be swims. Just a few seconds. Light, flowy, fun, playful. Slow it down to feel more of the muscles. Play around with it. Have a good time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. This time we'll work that right side leg abduction. Kicking the leg out to the side, feeling that glute work. It does not need to be far. It does not need to be a full kick out. Feeling that glute engage, that hip engage. That's what we're looking for. 3, 2, 1. And pause. 2 more movements. We're almost there. We got punches in a few seconds. Keep it steady. Speed it up for some more cardio. slow it down and really feel each of the muscles in the arm and the shoulders. Have a good time with it. Listen to your body, learn from your body as you're doing the movement, and let's get into it. Right leg forward now. And pause. Great work. Last set of balance. Go with the most challenging version for you, whether that's just picking the leg up off the floor, all the way through the different options up to 90-90, arms crossed, eyes closed. That's the most difficult. Play around, but always have that chair next to you for support. Take the break when you need it. 40 seconds dialed in to finish and begin. Just try to stick around for the 40. Balance, hugely important. I'm about halfway there. Then we're done with our movements for the day. Ten more seconds. And pause. Great work, everybody. That's our movement for the day. We go into mindfulness now. I'm going to adjust my camera. You grab a drink of water, and I'll talk us through our mindfulness experience for today. Okay. Great work there, everybody. You've been around, you know, several of the meditation styles I use. I like a daily sort of review, just a review of a past period of time, whether that's half a day, a week. I like to do a full sort of body relaxation. And then really probably one of my favorites is this sort of mantra style meditation, the repetition of a sacred word or phrase. And lots of different traditions, religious and non-religious, have this sort of a practice. There's value in repetition and having some sort of anchor to relax and center us. It gives us something. Our minds are very active. I think some people out of the Eastern traditions talk about how our mind is like a monkey mind. It's like a monkey jumping from tree to tree. It always wants to be doing something moving, active. It can't settle. So one of the ways to help it settle is to give it an anchor, something just to focus on and fall into. And then over time, we learn to allow our brain to relax and settle in that way. And so I like to link this up with contemporary poetry that invites maybe some spiritual observations. And you'll see I'm about to, and I already have, drop a poem in the chat with a link as well. Or you can listen to my voice. So whatever is the best format for you, look at it in the chat, look at it on the website I sent you, or just listen to my voice. And what I'm going to do is read this poem once in order just to understand sort of what the poem is saying. I'll read it a second time, and in that second time, you listen for a word or a phrase, just as a small couple words that reach out to you, call you, grab you, inspire you, make you feel something. Don't look for the right word or phrase, whatever just calls out to you. And then you take that and you gently repeat that to yourself like a little mantra with a nice breathing flow. And you just sit with that and you just keep gently, slowly repeating it to yourself. And it's sort of your mind and your heart. Some traditions talk about sort of chewing on that word or phrase and letting your whole body and mind and spirit digest it. And then we'll just sit with that for 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and then I'll read the poem once more to close. And the invitation then from there is maybe to do more of that on your own. Sit with that word or phrase later in the day, tomorrow, later this week, and just sort of gently repeat it to yourself for 15, 20 minutes, build up to 30 minutes if you can. If you're ever distracted, that's okay. That's part of what it means to do a mindfulness practice. And then you just return to that word or phrase like an anchor. That's the typical process we do, but I also found this as I was reading this poem, that it's a beautiful image. And so if you want to just sit with this image and imagine yourself in the space of this poem, imagine you're the speaker of the poem, or imagine this poem is about a deer, imagine you're the deer, place yourself in the woods and just sit there and try to be gentle and still and quiet in that image for about 7 or 8 minutes. So you got sort of two options here: repeat a word or phrase, or use the power of the imagination to sit in this scene for as long as you can. And if you're distracted again, mix and match the two. Use the repetition to anchor yourself, or use the image to let your mind just sort of fully experience this moment. So whatever happens for you is right today, is basically what I'm saying. And this is a poem called The Deer by Amakojo. And so let's sit in a nice engaged posture. We want to be relaxed and centered, but not sleepy or distracted. So nice engaged posture. Let's begin by breathing deeply through our nose. And exhale fully out of the mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose. And exhale fully out of the mouth. And now listen as I read Amakojo's The Deer, once just to understand the context. Walking alone in a forest, I came upon a deer. This was not a vision. It faced me on its 4 thin legs, unmoved as a cave painting brushed by light. I made myself still. I spoke to it, softly. I can't remember what I said. The deer regarded me as a god would, eased by my astonishment. Then slowly I moved closer, and the deer did not run. By now, you know it was love I walked toward, not the deer, but what hung in the space between us. I know it was love because, as I held my breath, the deer took a few steps toward me before bounding into the camouflage of branches and leaves. So now I'll read the poem once more, and this time listen for a word or phrase that you'll use as a mantra or an anchor, or just place yourself in the scene of this poem and sit with it still. Walking alone in a forest, I came upon a deer. This was not a vision. It faced me on its 4 thin legs, unmoved as a cave painting brushed by light. I made myself still. I spoke to it softly. I can't remember what I said. The deer regarded me as a god would, eased by my astonishment. Then slowly I moved closer, and the deer did not run. By now, you know it was love I walked toward, not the deer, but what hung in the space between us. I know it was love because, as I held my breath, the deer took a few steps toward me before bounding into the camouflage of branches and leaves. So for a few minutes on your own, Either just gently repeat a word or phrase that called out to you, to yourself with your breath, or use your imagination and sit in this scene. You can be the person, you can be the deer, you could be the forest, you could be the leaf. You breathing deeply in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Use a word or phrase as an anchor to gently repeat, or continue to sit in this scene in the woods. Whatever comes to your mind in that scene is right for you. And now begin to hear my voice once more as I read Amakojo's The Deer to close our meditation. Walking alone in a forest, I came upon a deer. This was not a vision. It faced me on its four thin legs, unmoved as a cave painting brushed by light. I made myself still. I spoke to it softly. I can't remember what I said. The deer regarded me as a god would, eased by my astonishment. Then slowly I moved closer, and the deer did not run. By now you know it was love I walked toward, not the deer, but what hung in the space between us. I know it was love because, as I held my breath, the deer took a few steps toward me before bounding into the camouflage of branches and leaves. Now you can begin to return to full awareness in your room. Stretch things out a little bit, shake things out, do a little gentle stretching. Continue to breathe deeply and savor this moment, savor the feeling in your body of all the good energy you gave it through our workout. Savor the peace of your mind from our meditation. And just notice what that feels like so you could draw your body into that space and your mind into that space in the future. And thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. Good to see everybody. I'll hope to see you again soon, and I'm happy to take any questions or comments, and I'll move a little closer to the screen.